Whoa, what's going on with my camera here? That may be a lot better. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's gonna be a lot better right there. Looking a little crooked. Yeah, okay. Well, hey, first of all, I'd like to say good evening to everybody. I know I didn't put up any signs whether I was going to come on tonight, but definitely come on tonight. Just want to talk about a few things real quick, and I hope that you and yours are doing well. So tonight we're going to talk about the Mother Grand Lodge, the Mother Grand Lodge, and where did this title come from, and how did these Grand Lodges assume or was given this title, the Mother Grand Lodge. So we're going to have this conversation. Not going to be on here long tonight, but I thought it was a conversation that needed to be had in regards to Freemasonry, because I hear a lot of brothers talking about the Mother Grand Lodge, and you need this and you need that from these various Grand Lodges. And you know what, it's all good. I mean, I have seen what some have said in regards to that, and it's very interesting. It's very interesting. So, we're going to take a look at that. So, like I said, I'd like to welcome everybody in. So we're going to get right down to it. There's just a few questions we're going to tackle tonight in regards to that. The Mother Grand Lodge. Like, take for instance, when and where did the concept of having a direct lineage to either the Grand Lodge of Ireland, Scotland, England, or France become the qualification within Freemasonry? When did that happen? We're going to talk about that. Where is it written, and by whom is it written? And then exactly who does this apply to and why? Is there now, or have there been ever any written proof that mentioned that either these Grand Lodge bodies assume that title? So tonight we're going to talk about that, and I hope that you are doing well. I don't know if my live chat is on tonight or not, but I guess we'll participate. Boom. I guess I'll find out later on, whether I have it or not. But anyway, please hit the like button for me. I certainly would appreciate it. Hold on just a second. I want to check something out real quick. I want to turn down my volume. We're going to get right into this. Like I said, I'm not going to hold you long tonight, but I do hope that you enjoy the program. So welcome to John G. Jones Research Lodge 147, Ancient Free and Accepted Masons, working up under the most wishful John G. Jones Grand Lodge, state of California. We're just dedicated to bring you information, questions, and things like that, some hot topics, some things to really get you thinking in regards to Freemasonry that we may throw out there. So, we just want you as an individual who are Masons, who's thinking about becoming Mason, really give it some serious thought. I believe Masonry is fun. I've been in it 35 years, so I really enjoy. Hold on just a second. Let me turn down that volume. Yeah, there you go. I really have enjoyed it, and I hope you do too. So, fam, I welcome everybody aboard. I don't see the live chat. I gotta try to find out why, but I don't see it. Your channel, okay? It's not. I don't know. Just one of them things, I guess. At this time, I don't see it. But anyway, we're gonna get on with the show tonight, and we're talking about some of these things that, in regards to Freemasonry, who did you get? Where did this concept come from? This is what we're talking about. Where did this concept come from, as far as when and where did the concept of having a direct lineage to England, Scotland, and France become a qualification factor for Masonry? Anybody got any answers to that? Can anybody elaborate on that? Because I've been looking myself to find out, because there's a few brothers who've actually written England in regards to that. And England has stated that they're just a Grand Lodge like anybody else. So where did this concept of them being the Mother Grand Lodge or that title comes from? Now you got to have direct lineage with them. Where did it come from? And is this necessary? That is the question tonight. And I know there are some Masonic scholars out there who can probably answer this a lot better than I can, who's probably done the research and probably share documentations on the reason why you need Scotland, France, and England to say, yes, you're directly linked to us, so therefore, if that makes you legitimate. I like to see some documentations on it because this is something that has been floating around for a very, very long time. And I don't think anybody has really had a serious conversation in regards to that. And so that is something that I want to do tonight, is have that conversation in regards to that. Also, I want to send a big shout out to HB Turner. I believe this is the weekend of their grand session. Wishing them a successful grand session. And if any of the other Masonic jurisdictions out there that are having their grand session coming up here soon, I wish you success. And, you know, grand sessions is a great time, but we're going to get right back into this. And just to go over it. What's up, Christopher? How you doing? Hi, brother Professor, how you doing? Brother Teller, how you doing? You know, so just good evening to everybody. So if you can help me out with this particular number one question, I would certainly appreciate it, because I haven't found it anywhere where that was necessary. There is nowhere necessary that is written that I've come across that says that you have to be directly have lineage to Scotland, France, England, Scotland, France, England, or Ireland. There's nowhere written that I've come across. If you have come across this information, please do share it. And I have access to the chat room, so I can kind of look in it and see. But that is, help me out, because I'm stumped at that. You know, I haven't seen it written down anywhere. And the information that we've gotten back from England clearly says that, no, that's not necessarily true. What is true, though, here in the United States, you do need approval from the Grand Lodge estate in order to be recognized by England. That's a fact. Here in the United States, if you want to be recognized by the Grand Lodge of England, you're going to need the approval of the Grand Lodge of State. That is, say, those mainstream Grand Lodges. You're going to need their approval in order to have recognition with the UGLE. That's what they're going to tell you if you're looking to have recognition with them. That's what they're going to tell you. Or you just write them up yourself and see what they say. You can do that, you know, but that's what they're going to tell you, you know. And that's something we can consider. That's nonsense can only be found in the Prince Hall Premier. That those invites, garbage that they come up with, completely bull. Well, I'm just, Brother Debo Teller put this out, and I read it, and I was like, that's a good conversation to have. So tonight, I just want to explore that. I just want to go through the formality of who's policing who's policing these Grand Lodges, who says that this Grand Lodge is this, that Grand Lodge is that, and you need my permission. I need to see that. Because let me tell you why. In the near future, some Grand Lodges are going to be sued for slandering another Grand Lodge. I'm just saying. Somewhere along the line, a Grand Lodge is going to get fed up with being called different names and things like that. And they're going to end up suing other jurisdictions in regards to slander. And it's true. And that's what you're doing. When you are defaming a person's name or jurisdictional name, they can be sued for slander. So my thing would be is, where did this come from? And I'm asking for legitimate help, a better understanding for myself and for those who may be watching tonight. Where did this concept come from? If anybody got any information, let me know. And right now, it seems that nobody can pump that in. Nobody can pump that in. Where did it come from? How did we get to this point to where you needed their permission or where you needed to be connected to them? Where did it come from? How did we get here? Because I have never seen anything written down that says anything other than your Grand Lodge, who you are independently, blah, blah, blah. So it seems that Black Sun, what's going on with you? What does a Grand Lodge of state means? So Black Sun, a Grand Lodge of state is simply saying majority white Grand Lodges or a mainstream Grand Lodge is considered a state Grand Lodge because they're named after the state. They don't have any other marquee name in front of it other than the state name. The Grand Lodge of Kansas, the Grand Lodge of New York, period. They don't have any other name in front of that other than the state name. So they're called state Grand Lodges. These Grand Lodges are 99 or 97 or in the high 90s percentage of white Masons. It's true. It's not saying that they don't have any African American membership. The majority of them are white lodges, period. So that's why they're called state Grand Lodges. I think Prince Hall Masons feel like that because that's where they got their light from. But at one time, England told Prince Hall to apply to the Grand Lodge of France. Really? And you know, look, tonight I do not want to bring in, I'm not trying to throw shade on anybody. I'm not trying to just call one jurisdiction out versus another jurisdiction. I would just like to simply know, where did this come from? And who in this concept of needing another Grand Lodge to say that you're legit. I'd like to know where it comes from. That's where I'm at tonight. I'm not trying to throw shade or to call another Grand Lodge this or that. I would just simply like to know. That's where I'm at tonight. All right. So my next question would simply be, my next question is that, where is it written and by whom was it written? Who wrote this? Because I've heard it a lot. Is this something that has just been repeated just throughout just because? Is it? Because I don't know. I've heard it repeated over and over again. You must be recognized, or you must have gotten your charter from, in order to be considered a regular Grand Lodge. I've often heard that. But as I've spoken with many, many different brothers from various jurisdictions, even mainstream brothers, they'd be like, nah, that's not how we do it. And one thing I can say about mainstream Freemason state Grand Lodges is that they do whatever they want to do. They don't need anybody's permission, period. They will cut ties with you and keep it rolling. But that's how they do it. I can honestly say that because of conversations I've had with them. So let's take a look at this here. Is there now, or has there ever been, a sort of direct statement made by either of these Grand Lodges that says that you must have direct lineage with them in order to be considered legit? Has any of these Grand Lodges that I named, Scotland, England, France, have they said anything like that? Have they said that? Have the Grand Lodge of England said that they was the Mother Grand Lodge, or is that a title that Masons have bestowed upon them? Not all Masons, but is that a title that Masons have bestowed upon them? That is something that can be something that we can talk about. This title, Mother Grand Lodge, is it something that was given to them because of they've been around for a very long time? Because if you are a student of Freemasonry, you know for yourself there have been other lodges that have been around just as long as the UGLE. As a matter of fact, it wasn't really called the UGLE at one time because they broke up, they split, and it just goes to show you, this is the craziest thing. It just goes to show you that in Freemasonry, you're going to have those moments where your jurisdiction may decide to split. The UGLE did it. I mean, they had the moderates and the ancients did that. Okay, the moderate and the ancients, they split. When they came back, they formed the UGLE. That's what they did. They was able to get over their initial gripe with each other and saw the big picture. And I believe that even if they wouldn't have did that, they would have been able to settle their differences just through communications and having an understanding of what Masonry is really all about. And what we find here in the United States is that a lot of us don't know what Freemasonry is really all about. A lot of us are caught up in other ideologies in regards to Freemasonry. Like, take for instance, I made a statement. I said, this is what it feels like when you have done right. And people was like, your grammar. I'm like, okay. And your point is, you didn't like the way I said it? You know, this is what it feels like when you've done right. So, you know, people like to throw shade at you from different points of views, you know, whether they like you or not. People are going to do that. But that's on them. I would prefer to look at things differently than the way most people do, just because, you know, Masonry is a beautiful thing. And I'm going to share this with you. On yesterday, I had the privilege, along with the brothers from True Kinsman Lodge, number 7. Hold on just a second. Yeah, bro, you want to be able to make it? Yes. All right, then. We're going to be at 210 South Euclid. Yeah, that's what we're going to be at. Nope, I'll probably get there at about maybe 7:30. I got 7 o'clock, but I get there about 7:30. Yeah. So look, let me handle this, and then I'm gonna give you a call back. Okay. That was my Imperial Potentate. I tell you, we got a meeting tonight. So look, back to the subject at hand. So people try to just throw things at you. Like, take for instance, as I was saying before, I had the privilege of yesterday of doing a Masonic burial for Brother Michael. Brother Michael was a member of the Grand Lodge of Nevada, Prince Hall Grand Lodge of Nevada. And his family requested, and I said this on a previous video, that asked if we could do the Masonic burial. And my Grand Master said, yes, we can do it. We have a lodge there in Nevada. And, you know, they sort of, you know, the brother Michael knew the wishful past master of True Kinsman Lodge number 1 in Nevada. And they struck up a very good friendship and family, you know, orientate thing. They had that relationship amongst themselves, and the family, you know, asked if it can be done. And, you know, we agreed that, yeah, we would do it. And it, you know, it was a very nice ceremony yesterday. I posted it, had a good time and everything. So you know, I'm looking forward to it. We did it, and the family was pleased with it, and it was good. It was just real good. And that's what Freemasonry is all about. If anybody tell you anything different, they're lying to you. So, you know, I talked with Brother Yancey yesterday, and he was like, Brother Hawkins, I'm gonna try to make it. But he had just did a Masonic burial in Texas for another jurisdiction. So this is not something that is uncommon amongst Masons. It is just now that we have had the opportunity, we did this for a Prince Hall brother. Now is something supposed to be big. But this is the way it should be at all times. This is how Masons should act, should treat their members. If you can't do it, then allow someone else to do it. If the family requests for a different jurisdiction to do it, you know, let it be done. You know, because the family has the last say so anyway. In any Masonic burial or Eastern Star burial, the family has the last say so. Either they're going to say yes or they're going to say no. Greetings again. At one time in England, a lodge was clandestine to Scotland and strive to be level. Okay. All right. United Brothers Hood Grand Lodge of San Francisco. F&M Scottish Rite. That's my Grand Lodge. My mother lodge. All right, that's Anthony. Brother Maddox, what's going on with you, bro? I hope everything is well. Greetings to you and yours. I just seen your text messages. I'm gonna have to hit you back later, but definitely. So with that being said, those are just some of the things that we really have to consider in masonry. Where are we going to go from this? Who policing masonry? And having these different conversations and dialogue, you're going to find once you become a Mason, get involved with the Masons, the Eastern Stars, that there are going to be some differences across the board. Also, when I was in Vegas this past weekend, I had an opportunity to visit with St. Mark's Grand Lodge. And, when you are visiting a lodge and they're doing things a little different than you, the best thing for you to do is to sit there and watch and learn. That's the best thing you can do. Don't look at them and say, well, that's not how we do it. That's not your jurisdiction. That's not your lodge. So no, it may not be the way you're doing it. It doesn't mean that it's wrong. That's just how they do it. So whenever I visit a lodge, and if it's something there that I see that I've not yet experienced, and it's, I don't consider that to be something that my lodge would do, I'll sit there out of respect to that lodge and watch and learn something. And I do that because I don't know. That's their jurisdiction. That's how they do it. Now, I will hope that the formalities is very similar, but it may not be the case. So you sit there and you learn. This is the beauty about traveling. And most Masons and Eastern Stars, you don't go visit no other places no more than yours. So when you do get the chance to go out and you visit another jurisdiction, you'll say, that's not how we do it. And so what? It's not how you do it. But the unique thing is that there's an education, there's some education to that, Masonically speaking, or Eastern Star, where you can learn something. Don't criticize someone based upon the way you do something. It's not how they do it. And we need to really start considering that. Really. Black Sun, I hope I was able to answer your question in regards to the Grand Lodges of State. Brother Aries, how you doing? I appreciate that, bro. Appreciate it. So there's something that's going to be happening real soon, and I'm pretty stoked about it. There's going to be a Masonic raising in the desert of Nevada, weekend after next, Labor Day weekend. The brothers will be back in Vegas doing a Masonic raising in the desert. Man, it's a beautiful thing to be out there way early in the morning doing Masonic work. It's a beautiful thing. If you would like to attend, go to my community page. There's a flyer there in the community page. It's giving you some information, and just reach out to us in regards to attending. And I guarantee you'll never see anything like this. Once you experience this, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. A lot of Masons talking about being raised, but until you do it outdoors, the experience is different. And I've been to Masonic raises to where I've actually fell asleep. That's the God honest truth. Because what happened is that, I fell asleep. I actually fell asleep at a Masonic raising. And I know some of you are probably saying, how could you do that? It was very easy to do because it was boring. It was boring. There was no excitement to it. They did the initiation strictly according to ritual, period. They did not miss a beat. Everything was done accordingly. I mean, no books, period. This lodge, it was one of the most beautiful things I've seen, but it had no life to it. So I was dozing off sleeping, and my lodge brother was like, dude, you got to wake up. It was very hard. It was about maybe 2 hours long thereabouts, and there was no life to the initiation, to the Masonic raising. And I would beg to differ. In most jurisdictions that I've actually gone to, man, there's life in the initiation. It's going to be a life-changing experience to you. I'm not talking about a lodge that put hands on you, want to bring wood out like you pledging or something. Not that type of lodge. I'm talking about the type of lodge that really deals with you on a spiritual, emotional level, where they really break down things to you. I mean, it is done in such a fashion to you till it raises you. It really raises your vibrations up, you know. And a lot of places don't get that way. They don't get down like that. But until you've been there and seen it for yourself, it's a beautiful thing. I would tell any brother, including sisters, hey, this is something unique. And to the brothers who are going to be initiated, Eastern Star is coming up soon. We have an Eastern Star degree work that'll be coming up soon in Los Angeles, where the brothers will be receiving their Eastern Star. They're going to be initiated an Eastern Star. I like I said before, I believe that every sister, every brother, not just sister, but every brother should be initiated an Eastern Star. It gives them a insight. It gives them insight as far as the Eastern Star works and exactly what's taking place along that star. And you know, a lot of brothers get obligated into the Eastern Star works, but to be initiated is something special. And to the brothers who will be coming along being initiated out of Alexander Lodge, True Kinsman Lodge, Faith Lodge, Hosea, the brothers who are coming along, I know it's going to be special to you to be initiated, period. So if you're in Los Angeles around that weekend, in June, it's going to be in June. It's going to be in June. I need to get the weekend down. It's going to be in June. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. So look, I did not want to hold you here very long. Just want to just spit something out to you, get some information out to you in regards to the Masonic burial, in regards to who has given these people or these Grand Lodges the name Mother Grand Lodge. Where did this come from? And so far, I'm looking in my chat and nobody can really give me a definite answer on it. It's just something to think about. Just really something to think about. So, hey, with that being said, once again, as always, I appreciate you coming on, having a dialogue with me, and really just taking a look at Freemasonry for face value. None of that. This is not, how would you put it? This is not that sweet type of thing where you be like, oh, this is so cute. No, I want to give it to you like it is, not some, that's just me. I think that when people get involved with the Freemason Eastern Stars, they should exactly know what they're getting involved with, because a lot of brothers think that it's one big happy family. Sisters think the same thing, and it's not necessarily true. I want you to know for yourself what it is and what it is not, without all of the glitz and glow, because you're going to come across sisters and brothers in the craft, sisters of the order, that you're not going to like. And it's quite okay. And with that being said, as always, protect the West Gate, and be safe on your journeys. I'm out.